Freak out, yeah. You don't think I got the strength? You don't think this sounds like strength? What's this? See this right here? Oh, right there in the mouth. And I'm gonna tell you. All right, once again, we're recording, and I didn't know. These shades have got to go in the garbage. I turn into somebody else, I swear, man. All right, this is my second Raw review since starting back up again and watching today's shows, because I know a bunch of you out there dig today's current product. So I thought, hey, that might broaden my audience a little bit. I just started up a YouTube channel, and I figured, yeah, I'll review the live television shows. I started with last week's Raw, then I did the SmackDown where The Rock came back, and now we're back to my third broadcast, but my second Raw from 9/18/2023. I just want to say, if you like these reviews or any other reviews I do, please hit like and subscribe. It would help my channel get off the floor, and I'd really, really appreciate it. All right, but let's start with Raw. Last week, Jey Uso opened the show by coming out talking about the Judgment Day, if he was going to join the Bloodline, etc., etc. That's their biggest storyline on Raw and SmackDown, for that matter, where Jey Uso is going to land. So this week, Cody Rhodes started out, and he came out, and I wrote in my notes, Cody Rhodes is going to start the show, and right when he came out, and his lyrics in the song went, "Start the show." So right as I'm writing "Start the show," yeah, that was funny. Also, what was funny was Cody Rhodes on the mic saying, "We're here in Salt Lake City." Anyone with a lisp saying Salt Lake City, it's gonna sound funny. Him and his dad have that Rhodes lisp. Goldust kind of had it too at times. Uh, he mentions Jey Uso does Cody, and right away, once again, the Judgment Day come out, and Dom. Well, it's just Dom of the Judgment Day, and once again, they're not letting Dom speak. Uh, Two things here, though. Why is Dom talking about how the Judgment Day is going to be the most dominant faction once they have Jey Uso? Shouldn't you already be a dominant faction? And why does a group want to pin out a guy and try and get them in the group? It should be the other way around. It should be a guy trying to get in the group for it to be tougher. But a lot of stables do that, not just the Judgment Day, so I can't really get on them for that. Cody Rhodes and Dominic had a quick match. Cody Cutter at a Crossroads did Dom in just a few minutes. The Judgment Day, like I say, they didn't look strong. Owens and Zayn came running out after the other members of the Judgment Day did, and they both kind of had a stare off. Um, what I mean by the Judgment Day looking weak, I meant like, if picture the corporate ministry or the Brood, they wouldn't run away once faces come in. They would stand there and they would tough it out. They're that kind of heel. No, they're not the chicken shit kind of heel. So the Judgment Day, with how they walk off, I know that's a heel mannerism, but I don't know. I don't like it too much. Anyway, Kevin Owens in the ring got on the microphone and said he needed to ask a question. And since the commercial break happened, he sat on the top of the turnbuckle and waited the commercial break. He wanted to figure out where Jey Uso stood. And he just waited and waited. And he kept, and he, so what did, he waited and he wanted Cody to stay in the ring. Sorry, I got mixed up there. I thought it was Jey Uso. He wanted Cody to stay in the ring because he wanted to understand why Cody was allowing Jey to be on their side. And good storyline progression. Owens didn't get answers, but he pretty much did say he trusts them, but he doesn't trust Jey Uso. So we'll see where that goes from there. Kofi of the New Day came out against Ivar of the Viking Raiders. This was a nice little match here. They put the climax in the middle of a short match, 5 or 6 minutes long, and they had some pretty big spots which got the crowd to pop. Kofi had Trouble in Paradise for the win. Nice to see Jackie Redmond backstage doing her thing. A fellow Canadian. I thought I'd just give a shout out to her. But she's interviewing Ricochet, and Ricochet tries on the mic, but he just doesn't sound convincing. And but you know what, I'm rereading my notes and I don't sound as convincing as I usually do, so I got to give him props. It's probably harder with millions of people watching you. I know I'll get better as I continue to review, but he's been in the WWE for years now. His promo wasn't terrible, but it just lacked conviction. That's all I can say about that. He's never going to be Roddy Piper on the microphone, but still he still should be a little bit more convincing. I'm perplexed by the match though Ricochet's got coming up with Shinsuke. Those two styles should be great together. Seth freaking Rollins came out during Nakamura's entrance. Adam Pearce tried to separate them, but the match came on. Ricochet looked like he had won the match midway through with a crossbody, and I'm not sure what happened here, if the ref botched it or if Nakamura stayed down, but he barely kicked out, and they called it a 2 after a weird crossbody, and they even showed the replay, so I don't know, it didn't look like too big of a mistake if they're going to show the replay, but oftentimes they can do that. Um, Nakamura stayed in the driver's seat for most of the match until he ran into an insecurity, sending him to the barricade. And Ricochet had got the chair at this point as he was frustrated and hit Nakamura in the head, and he got himself disqualified. Uh, tensions boiled over for Ricochet, and Shinsuke won. After that, Nakamura got more heel heat, taking out the ankle of Ricochet, but then the Conchasa, he was going to break his ankle with the chair until Rollins made the save. Rollins and Nakamura brawled before they meet at Fastlane, I should say. If they are. Pretty sure they are. Next, we had a ladies' match. Chelsea Green was out there with Piper McNiven against Tony Stark and Shayna Baszler. And all we need to know about this one is that Nia Jax is back with her hole and everything. She's back. And Michael Cole said, "You heard her. She said she's back and no one is safe." I think Michael Cole was talking about us, the fans. I don't think any of us are safe from Nia Jax. That's what I took away from that. I got my puke bucket here beside me just in case. Rewatching these live Raws that happen, and I rewatch them and I stream them afterwards. I can get a little bit tough on the stomach, knowing that Nia is going to be back and there's going to be hell to pay, like she said. Damian Priest had a really solid backstage promo with Jey Uso, and he was really. I really am impressed with Damian Priest's his promo skills. He was very confident. He spoke very slowly, but you just were waiting for he was going to say next. Thought he did an amazing job because I didn't know Damian Priest was that good on the mic. I remember last week he improvised for for Dominic Mysterio when Dom couldn't speak because of the crowd boos. He improvised and said his lines. I thought that was a good catch by Damian Priest, but no, I guess he's really good on the mic and he's really good backstage talking because I was engaged. Or maybe it's just that I saw Ricochet and Nia Jax talking, and now it's somebody else, and it's Damian Priest. So maybe that's what happened. Ciampa had a quick match after a little vignette backstage. He hit the Sicilian stretch on Vince, and Gunther looked on in disappointment as he won the match. The main event, Jey Uso's up next in the main event with Drew McIntyre. And Jey Uso didn't go balls to the wall, but they definitely put on a solid match. And we had a cliffhanger ending again as the Judgment Day came out and literally were in Jey Uso's ears. And Jey Uso did a fist pump to Damian Priest and the fans booed, but then he did a thrust super kick right to the face, knocking him off the apron and clearing house, which got the crowd going. As he said an emphatic no to the Judgment Day, but that's when Drew McIntyre came in and hit the Claymore for the victory. Then the Judgment Day piled on and started beating the hell out of Jey Uso. Drew McIntyre walked to the backstage, turned around a few times, but stayed there, and he decided not to help Jey Uso. So Cody Rhodes came running out to his theme, and Cody Rhodes cleared the ring, helping Jey out. And that's how the show ended, with Drew McIntyre not going to his aid. Is Drew McIntyre going to be in the Judgment Day? I don't know. That's a possibility. There is one match, one segment I forgot. I'm just going to backtrack here a little bit. It was a promo between Natalya and Becky Lynch, where Natalya said that Becky stood on all the NXT ladies for taking their title, yet she fights for the same title in the next segment. I thought that was hypocritical of Natalya. I mean, she was just saying Becky Lynch for having that belt, but now then she's going to wrestle for the belt? Didn't make much sense to me, but I thought it was a good point. we all know who really held the NXT ladies down, and that was Charlotte Flair a couple years ago. But anyways, I like the storyline progression with Drew and Jay and Cody and how they've involved everyone in this Jey Uso in the Bloodline or Judgment Day or by himself. I like how they keep doing it because there was a time just a couple years ago where they didn't have any storyline progression, and that was no long-term booking, and that was around the time where there was no fans in attendance and they had retribution and all that bad stuff. So remember, there was a time when they had that, so we can't complain too much. I'm Brett Mix of Macho Wrestling 101 here on YouTube. Hit like and subscribe if you want to see more wrestling reviews. I can't wait for SmackDown in a few days. We'll be reviewing that here. Same with matches of the day, comparison videos, countdowns, all that fun stuff. And we'll see where the Jey Uso storyline goes from here. I'm Brett Mix from Macho Wrestling 101, and I am out. I'll see you guys on the next one.